Also, just realized that you said Oma, which is grandma in German,
Yeah.
and your last name is Krenzel, and I've just realized that you are of German lineage, and I don't know why it took
Yeah.
me that long.
My Oma and Opa. Yeah.
Oma and
The
Opa.
only German words we learnt. There was one or two my dad taught us,
Scheiße.
and then at
You
some
always learn that one.
point, no, it was like random made up words, and then like he'd said it once around my grandparents, and like, what did you just say? And he's like, oh, this, it means this, and they're like, no, it doesn't. You just made that shit up. My dad's like, oh, because he was like born here and stuff as well, of course. And I'm like, Dad, you taught me like fake German words. What the hell? That's why my German's so bad. So that's my excuse for all the Germans who I constantly annoy by butchering their language in chat.
I butcher German on a daily basis. Because usually I have Borsti in my chat, and I'm like, Guten Tag, mein Liebchen. But usually when I speak German, it's with I put on the porn active voice for some reason. It just always happens.
Yeah, I mean, so you just takes a halberd off
the
your
detail.
wall and then slice the salami with it. You're in your dungeon, of course. What else are you going to do?
Which sounds exactly like our Hero Marine impersonation, who won the European Weekly again. It's the Big Gay Weekly again.
Oh, really?
Clem keeps taking a few of these, but Big Gabe's like, nope. You forgot who the original weekly winner was.
Well, Clem is quite good, but he's still very emotional and not as consistent as me.
Will come until my dungeon.
Well, speaking of a rather unconventional player who has been kicking butt lately, up here in the top left-hand side in the yellow, it is Golden.
He's got the Berserker tag there.
Oh, damn.
His clan tag, the Berserker. Oh, my
That's
goodness.
so
And in the
sick.
bottom right here, recently dispatching Macintac in a 2-1 fashion. I incorrectly reported the score. I said 2-0 Drogo, but it was actually a 2-1. Don't take that map win away from Macintac. I'm so sorry, Macintac. In the bottom right here, this is ptitdrogo from Razor Edge Gaming. With a pretty clean couple games in a row there. One of them was on this map against Macintac. It's textbook, classic PVZ. The cool thing about Game 3 is that Drogo showed Macintac that he was going for the Resonating Glaives attack, whereas he had Lings in his main. And then as soon as the Lings got cleaned up, he just canceled Resonating Glaives, dropped a Dark Shrine, and then got up his 4 gates and went for the Archon drop. So Macintac was basically left with like 12 roaches and he's sticking his hand. Just like,
Oh, yeah. Because that adept
and
timing
low
is so
drone count.
scary, right? People are just going, oh, I'll just delay the lair, try to get out roaches and then drone up and get the lair a bit later. So, yeah, caught without detection, man. That's rough. Quick third hatch here from Golden. That's a 3 hatch before a pool. Now, this brings us back to the early days of Legacy where we realized, wait a second, you start with so many workers. Can they really punish you if you do this? And then we saw players, shade 2 adepts across, micro them impeccably, kill 12 Zerglings and 3 drones, and you go, yeah, okay, you should probably get gas in a pool up a bit quicker. So, is that still the case? We don't really see it tested at this level. I imagine Drogo is going to just chrono boost 2 adepts and get over there. And I think the problem that I have, like if I'm doing this at a pleb level on ladder, is I kind of go, I gotta do damage, I gotta kill drones, and I run my adepts too deep, get them surrounded, and then like the pressure's just over, right? But if your opponent builds a whole big pack of slow Zerglings, as Drogo, you just need to be like, lol, I made you build like 14 slow Zerglings to deal with my adepts, and just pick a few of them, get a drone or two, pick off a bit of mining time, then just go home. You don't really have that pressure on, because 3 hatch before pool looks scary, but simply by forcing them to build a lot of Zerglings early, they don't really get to take advantage of the 3rd hatch. They don't get to drone up that quickly, and as long as you do some follow-up pressure with like an Oracle, you will still be in a very good position.
And we do have a fair few Lings there from Golden trying to get surrounded that adept. Good little jukes there from Drogo. A little bit of left and right action there with that adept. Going to be able to keep it alive against these slow Lings. So this 3 hatch play, it really feels like you can't get punished for it too much still. Like,
Yeah,
drones, if you send drones down there, obviously they are vulnerable, but
This
not
is
like the
damage.
adept's gonna stop that from happening.
This is damage enough though already, right? That's kind of the thing here. The Stalker, of course, killed an Overlord in the main at the same time, so it's this point where if you left Golden alone, you didn't kill that Overlord, you didn't send an Adept over, he didn't have to build any more than 2 or 4 Zerglings, Golden gets so friggin' far ahead, right? So you could do this at like a low level of play where people don't do these, like Adept pressure, this Stalker cleaning up the Overlord. And if you get like that minute of freedom to drone, you're way ahead. But as it is, look at the worker count, 27 to 36. And it's like, cool, you've got all this lava. What are you doing with it? So Golden, he's not in a terrible situation. He's got some lings to pressure that quick third base. But if this Oracle gets a handful of drones, things are going to spiral.
Yeah, and there's no spore here, so certainly could be likely. He's got some space between the left side of the main as well to tuck that Oracle in. That he's going to just engage the drones, pull back. There we go, like I said, into the top left of the main. Get a couple more drones, then just tuck away back there. Golden's lane counterattack has actually gotten around the vision of...
got another 4 drones in the main at the same time. And these hero adepts in the mineral lines, nice warp in placement. That chat of a zealot says 1v1 me, dickhead.
You won't. I know you won't.
The Zergling's trying to go 2 at a time, man. Cheeky buggers.
They're trying. The Zerglings brewed all their cousins, but apparently this zealot is just Bruce Lee, so takes all of them at the same time.
Yeah.
And the healthy Oracle comes home, so that third is up, and Golden has bled so many drones.
Well, you know, that's it. Pack of Zerg bullies try to beat up professional Protoss martial arts instructor without realizing who they were picking a fight with, right? I've clicked on that YouTube video before. It doesn't end well for the bullies.
Yeah. Don't bully kids. If you're one of those kids that's bullied, stop now, because eventually you're going to pick on someone that is going to fight back and then realize that you're a giant coward. Better to just pull out while you still have all your teeth.
Oh, might get a nice surround on the sentry. The Zergling's just a little bit stuck here. The Zealot goes down and...
Sentry stuck on the outside, so that one's going to get nibbled to pieces. And then one on the north side also gets nibbled up.
This is good damage.
Drogo's not going to be happy about losing that.
This is a big equalizer here in a game where Golden's economy can best be described as shit, and at worst, really shit. It's somewhere in that range, so he's got to do this sort of stuff.
In between shit and really shit. And I think that Golden's going to do what a lot of Zergs do in this situation, and that is hold the R button, or if you're playing with grid, whatever button that is, to make a lot of roaches and just go for a big all-in.
You know, getting those sentries is big, right, for setting this up. Force field's really good for delaying. Now, there is charge and +1 in the way. For Drogo, the important thing here is already his energy is being wasted on the Oracles. Stasis traps would be nice. Oracles normally wreck Ravager Ling pushes because you just turn on their lasers, shift-click their Ravagers, they're dead. But obviously, this is why we bring Queens with these pushes now. And even though there's only 35 drones, if Drogo feels like he's got to defend the third base, he may end up overextending. I actually feel like he could just pull behind his natural wall, build some batteries, get an Immortal out, and I think giving up the third is the correct decision here. He just does not have enough firepower, and you know what? I think he's thinking about recalling back, because he's already walled off his natural. He's going to try to buy time here a little bit.
Yeah, this is how McIntyre actually won game 1 against Drogo. Tries to go for the Bile there on the Oracles, the Hail Mary play there, but the Oracles are running on a map, man. The Queens are closing the distance. I think you're right. I think Drogo has to give up the third base, just recall whatever he can. He's just building nothing but defenses here in the natural. He's just hoping for the best. Looks like Golden was gonna... Okay, he made a proxy hatchery, canceled it, and then dropped the creep shooter. Yeah,
that's a big brain maneuver there. Of course, there is a tiny bit of creep under a building hatchery, so does get the creep started to add some mobility to his Ravagers and Queens out here. He's going to try to just grind him down with Ravagers. Now, if you can kind of just focus down your opponent's choke point, those Ravager Biles will do big damage. Archons, great versus the Zerglings and Roaches in a pitched battle, but they can't match the range. The Queens are longer range than the Oracle. The Ravagers longer range than the Zealots and the Archons. So Drogo's kind of going to be forced to just go for one big swinging attack in here with the +1 charge Zealots.
Yeah. Now, these Archons have a lot of firepower from the backside as well. The Biles being dodged there by Drogo. His firepower, man, his army is just powerful. Doesn't have enough to get through that line of Queens and Roaches. He's killed a lot of them already. The Lings are just dead. They evaporated to these Chargelots and Archons.
Yeah, there's not enough units there. And remember that this was all in from Golden. 35 drones versus 48 probes. And he tries to go for the Nexus.
Oh, no. Well, I mean... Golden is completely committed, as you mentioned, Pig. There's another 14 Roaches popping out, and he has to attack with it, but why bother? He's just going to tap out. GG. Drogo takes game 1. Great defense.
Indeed. So I'm experimenting with much louder game sound and music today.
How's that working out for you?
It's going to be fine for my voice, but I need to double check with chat while we get into this game.
I can bump myself a little
audio
bit on
level
my end.
Feedback. In-game. No. I can turn you up. I just kind of...
Okay.
In-game or Maynarde up or down %. Let's see if... No one's complained yet, so we'll see exactly. I know you guys will be able to hear me.
I think if it wasn't perfect, you would have had complaints by now.
Probably. You'd think so.
Twitch chat's good like that.
It's only one game, though. Sometimes, like, 4 games in, people are like, actually, it's terrible, this. And I'm like, I watched the preview and I go, what the hell? It was really bad. Why'd it take so long? People are like, it's fine. So apparently that you guys can hear Maynarde fine. Okay, even game down about 10% is the suggestion there. Sounds like a good one. Yeah, cool. All right, so I'm gonna, I think the music should be fine because music doesn't really ramp up. But if we just turn the in-game sound down just a tad, and that should be awesome. Cool. We normally get kind of people going on the other side. They're like, yeah, we need to hear the explosions. And I'm like, I really don't want to block out me or Maynard's voice during a fight. But yeah, we're experimenting with it today for a few games and kind of checking. So give us feedback again at the end of this game, guys, and we will do another tweak. But we've turned down the in-game sound, not the music, 10%. And that should be good. A couple of quick shout-outs before we hop into map 2 here. I think one of the players... just waiting for them to go. Diane C with a 10-month resub. Papa Mitch with the 19 months. Of course, should have been with that huge cheer before. Gibbon with the 21 months. Zeitgeist with the Twitch Prime sub. Didn't you just sub the other day, Zeitgeist? How many accounts do you have? Or is it just one of those weird Twitch things where you can sub multiple times in a few days? I don't know. And of course, Dracarian with the 100-bit cheer earlier. Yeah. So that's a good point. Dracarian was saying, Maynard, he loved Probe's 24-hour cross-play stream. How did you manage to catch any of that the other day?
I did catch the 2B cosplay section of his stream where I watched for about an hour or so. Had an argument with his chat over what is pasta and what is noodles, and then tapped out. I did watch a good couple hours though.
So what is pasta and what is noodles? I really want to know now.
You know what? That was on like Saturday, and the information has left my brain.
That's like one of those things where actually I do get it, but people are like, oh yeah, spaghetti is noodles. I'm like, no, it's not. That's pasta. So I actually, okay, yeah, I can see where I would get in an argument that would go in circles with a lot of people. I'm pretty sure I've had this exact argument with Dot before. She's like, it's just noodles, and I'm like, it's pasta.
Spaghetti actually is noodles.
Yeah.
According to like the thing is that it was like. Not all noodles are pasta, but all pastas are noodles. That is a rule of thumb, apparently. I remember that.
That does make sense.
Yeah, it depends on what it is made with, what is pasta and what isn't pasta, basically. But
it's kind of one of those things where obviously like I don't actually have any official understanding of it, but I always just think of like noodles as Asian and Italian as pasta, right? It's like
but apparently with the definition of pasta, which the exact definition of pasta I've forgotten, but I looked into it because I was just interested in this topic for some reason. I don't know why. It was a slow sad day, guys. And I learned that pasta can still be rice, like rice based.
Yeah, no, there's heaps of noodles are rice based, but it's still called pasta then. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yes,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, you can have the egg noodles as well. Does egg noodles count as pasta, or is it?
I think so. Yeah, I think yeah, because if it is a noodle, then it's a pasta. Not vice versa though. Like for instance, quinoa, not quinoa, but couscous is considered pasta. Some people don't think it is, but a lot of people think that couscous is pasta, and because of what it's composed of and how it is made. That's particularly what like I said, I don't know exactly how it's composed and what it is made to get the tag of pasta attached to it, but it's safe to say that couscous is not noodle. You know. Or say a ravioli. You know, ravioli is pasta, but is that a noodle? Don't think so.
Indeed. Well, it's a deep discussion, which I wholly expect Twitch chat to participate in further. Oh, dude. Similar to the pineapple on pizza and licorice.
As soon as we started going down this hole, I instantly regretted it simply because of what stuff like this does to Twitch chat. I've been on Twitch for years, and I know exactly what this is. As soon as our delay is up, our Twitch chats are going to get really stupid really fast.
Indeed. Yeah. Well, the third hatch has been spotted here, of course. It is that same 3-hatch opening from Golden, this time very quick Twilight Council. Now, you know what I like about this is it kind of forces a messier, more unfamiliar situation for the Protoss. What I dislike about this for the Zerg is it basically gives all the sharp tools to the Protoss, and you're trying to go, but like 6 of us will just jump on top of this guy who's wielding a sword and hopefully we'll win. And it really does rely on the Protoss making mistakes, in my opinion. I wish I could consistently make it open. I want Golden to show me some shit about how he can create the chaos to do this. but it is very, very difficult. And that is a quick DT Shrine Maynard. This is going to be 2 or 3 DTs incredibly fast. That Prism's going to get chrono boosted immediately. Notice there's only 2 gateway units, no third gateway unit being built out of the gateway. It's very minimalistic on the unit production, the safety at home, because Drogo says you're going 3 before pool, man. It's all good. Now, the Overlord will scout the quick DT Shrine and Robo, so thankfully Golden crossing his T's, dotting his I's, and he should immediately go for either a lair has to start right now. He doesn't have the gas. He has to go Spore Crawler defense. So he's probably going to go for a very late lair and just try to get spores up at each base in the near future.
Yeah, I was going to say that the reason why this hits so hard is usually because the Zerg doesn't have detection yet. So the DTs can actually hack and slash through the queens, through the drones and that sort of thing, and do a lot of damage at one hatchery while you get spores up at the others. But with that early bit of information, Golden knows that he has time to get spores up. So in that regard, he should be just fine. But like you mentioned, Lair isn't really going to save him here. He doesn't really want to Lair just yet.
Second Adept does warp in at home and immediately chronos the gateway to try to get that ready to warp in the DT as the Prism arrives. These Adepts, of course, going to both guard the third, but especially against something like a 3 before pool, Drogo might be tempted to send those Adepts across the map, pair those up with the Archons after the first DT wave and try to hit multiple bases at once. Drogo, in fact, goes straight for the Archons. It's a good call. He knows it's been scouted. He says, this is a really high-level player. What's the point in wasting 30 seconds going in, going, oh, yeah, you do have detection. Who knows? You react to your scouting information. Who would have expected a top-level Zerg to do that? Just plays the safer option. He gets a Creep Tumor with the Splash. Oh, that's a very nice lucky pickup there.
Yeah, the Archon's getting a little bit of damage there. They get an Overlord. And with the Creep Tumor, going for those queens. Oh, one of them off creep. She's taken down.
Yeah, the other one didn't quite have transfuse yet. And now this one's got transfuse, but she's kind of cornered along with her babies. She's going to go down. She damages the Prism a little more, but now the Prism says, hey, party on the drones. Let's go. You guys want to go home? This is Refugee Hunters Protoss Orgasm Edition.
They drones get hunted and killed there. And this is already bad for Golden, as he hasn't really stabilized against this Prism and Archon phase. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, some Lings trying to stop this third base from happening. The DTs on the defense are going to just hack and slash through those giant insect dog things, and the third is going to be just fine, as Golden needs everything on this side of the map to stop the Archons.
He cannot lose that queen in the main. That queen's got to run. He's only down to 2 queens right now, which gives so much mobility to this Prism harass already. So that queen's going to try to kind of rotate around the left, get a few more hits on that Prism, but he cannot let it get sniped off. So Golden here is very frustrated, very annoyed. DT is warping into the base. Okay, Drogo might be getting a little overexcited here. That may be overzealous.
The Archons and the slow Zealots and DTs is still a pretty decent fighting force. Obviously, not all of it's going to go home. Some of it's going to go down. The Prism is still alive, wants to save those Archons. Still pretty damaged, but it is going to survive. And Cycles in the main base is so hard for Golden to deal with.
Oh, Drogo is getting so ambitious with this, but he senses weakness, and it's the right call. He's even going to warp in more DTs in the main. He says, you know what, let's kill that Spore Crawler. He knows he's doing big damage right now. He is probing up behind it. He's got charge and Immortals on the way. The Prism! Oh my God.
Gets the Spore in the last shot there. He's flirting with the Devil right now, but it's working out for him somehow. Yeah. How's that thing still alive?
Those refugees going to run down to the natural. 35 drones lining on one base right now for Golden. That's not the best. Oh, the Prism! Ooh, it's 2 hits from death. That thing needs to get the hell out of dodge.
Now that DT is going to go for the Queen. There is enough map here for that Prism to be safe. See, Golden's Queen's freaking out. She's twitching. She really wants that Prism, but she can't get it.
Oh,
she's about to lose a ranged hit point as well. A ranged point.
Oh my God. Nice. I reckon that Archon drop goes back to the main. Drogo has been so excited. Oh, he's going to get this Queen. Absolute YOLO. Oh my God. Yet another Queen. How many queens have gone down in this? What is it? Control Shift L, isn't it?
Just Shift L.
Oh, it's just Shift
4
L.
queens.
Only 4. Okay, but I mean that's
it feels
very
like
early in the game. Yeah, there's 1 queen left, man. Oh, desperation. Night Swim goes down already. Charge is finished. 4 Immortals are out. Oh, that's not what you want to walk into here as Golden.
Yeah, Golden's going for the Nidus, and why not? Just going to load up as many Lings as he can and maybe try and hit the third or something like that. But what do you attack here as Golden? What is the play here? Feels like he's kind of got himself up against a wall, like between a rock and a hard place, and there's not really a way out.
I think he's just going to change his rally point to the Nidus. This army is going to be more of a distracting force than anything else. He's going to try and depower some of these gateways, which is not a bad move. Archon and Immortals flanking in from behind. Drogo is just like, let's just fight now. A very crazy engagement, but he's got the Prism there, and that should be able to keep these Immortals and Archons alive.
Yeah, ended up being the correct call there from Drogo, and he's just got so much firepower. And once again, Golden forced to all in, and once again, Drogo holds with ease. Gets the 2-0 over Golden.
GG. That was a clean run there. Golden didn't make it into Code S, did he? I know Top did. But
yeah, Top
was the big surprise streamer one who made it. I feel like maybe that was one of the surprise player I was really surprised to see in there. I mean, obviously I was surprised to see Tasia smack his group, which was very exciting. But
I think it's not a surprise for Tasia to qualify for Code S, but I agree that it's a surprise that he got out of his group. That is a surprise.
That was sick, man. That was very impressive.
Top, unfortunately, because I like Top, his score was not a surprise. he was in a tough group already, and Code S is Code S is Code S. It's the most elite tournament in Korea, so it's impressive to qualify. But I think it was pretty safe to say that his run was going to end there, and it did.